Okay, so even though I know better than this, I've got a computer. This is an HP. You already know it's good when it's got the HP logo on it. Why are we not focusing? I think I got the camera in manual focus mode. I'm going to have to... Here we go. HP. It's an HP Pavilion 541C. And if my research is correct, this thing is a... it's got an AMD Athlon XP 2000 Plus CPU. So that would be the only AMD desktop that I presently own. Unfortunately, it's got a best tech power supply in it, and even more unfortunately still is this case is kind of... I mean, it's usable, I guess. So we'll open it up and have a look. Here's a couple of things, including receipt, some other thing. This baffle, I do not understand the point of this baffle. It baffles me, to put it quite bluntly, because if you look, it doesn't even cover the entirety of the CPU. I guess maybe you can't really see it that well. I don't know what you can see. But yeah, well, you could kind of see that there's a little bit of CPU poking up there, and there shouldn't be. So here's what we're going to do. I am going to... Hang on. There you go. Don't really need the light on for this part. Whee! Don't need that. I didn't break anything, so that's not a big deal. The capacitors look to all be in pretty good condition. Take a look inside here. It really does sap my battery. And this is the extended battery. All the capacitors are fine. Unfortunately, I see something I don't like right off the bat here. And that is the fact that it's got an NVIDIA chipset. Once again, we're not focusing for some reason. Whoops. There we go. Don't like NVIDIA chipsets because they don't tend to work very well. Another thing I don't like about the system right off the bat is the fact that it's only got 3 RAM slots. So that's kind of annoying. But there's our power supply. It's one of these dumb, I hate these, shallow case power supplies. At least the case is actually made out of significant metal, and it's got a real mounting system for the PCI slots. Not like that stupid toolless crap that everybody's got now that doesn't work. The hard drive has no screws in it. It's been replaced. It's got an 80 gigabyte Seagate in it. That's probably the thing that's worth the most out of this entire computer. With the only thing that's worth anything out of this entire computer. What else was I going to say? I don't know how much RAM it's got in it, but I'm going to fire it up. So what we're going to do, or what I'm going to do, is I'm going to put the side panel back on, and we're going to turn it on. I have powered it up just to verify that it turns on, the power supply is not junk, but I have not tested it to see what's on it. So we're going to find out together on video. Okay, first of all, I'm going to turn this light on. There, so now there's light. I don't think you can see it any better. Let's fire it up. I think the monitor is set up correctly. On it comes. That fan's kind of annoying. I get nothing out of it. Oh, there we go. It's just a little slow. It's got an award BIOS? What the hell? Oh, well, I wasn't expecting that. Yeah, AMD Athlon. Looks like that's not a 2000 plus, is it? That might be a 2000 plus. 768 megs of RAM. That's an odd number. So it's obviously got a 256 and a 512. There's a Seagate hard drive, and there's the 2 optical drives. And it says, CMOS checksum error, defaults loaded. Well, let's go into setup. Take a look at setup. Heh. 2001. PC 1600, so this is DDR. And yeah, I was right. Looks like it's only capable of single channel mode, and that's kind of annoying. And I like the system date. That doesn't look like a valid time to me. What else have we got? I should see if there is a newer release of the BIOS for this thing. And award bonus, core version 6, revision 3. Okay. Advanced, I'm not going to touch any of that. Boot time diagnostic screen. I'm going to fiddle around with this for a second and we'll take a look at it. Or I'll come back and I'll talk about it. Okay, I just noticed that it's got a TV output option, which I'm not quite sure the utility of, because it doesn't actually have a television output. You can take a look at the ports on the back, which you can't see. Let me turn the light on, which will set my battery again. Modem, it's got FireWire, that's on board. Well, actually, no, it's not, but it does have a couple of FireWire ports in the front as well. Got integrated audio. There's a MIDI port. Actually, that's a joystick port. Parallel, serial, VGA, 2 USB, presumably 1.1 because of how old this thing is. Ethernet, and of course PS2. On the front, I should probably mention, it's got a floppy drive installed. I don't know if it works yet. We've got an HP provided CD writer. Where's the button? Oh, that whole thing is a button. And a DVD-ROM drive, which also seems to work. That is what they are, so they're probably original. The only thing I think was changed in here was the hard drive, and maybe they added on. No, probably not. There's 2 more USB in the front and a FireWire underneath this. This case design really reminds me of the old-style compact pretty Sorios. Yes, that is really what I think about them. Yeah, no, that was a really interesting option. I'm going to set the time. I haven't done that. So I'll do that, and then we'll see if it boots into anything. Alright, we're set. F10. Save and exit. F10. Save to CMOS and exit. Yes. I know it already said why, but it's a force of habit to hit the yes. Once again. Here we go. Tries to boot from floppy, and then what? System hangs. Okay. Oh, holy crap. Somebody tried installing Vista on here. Wow. That's awful. Let me go get a mouse. Yeah, that's Windows Vista. Windows Vista Home Basic. Somebody obviously... Okay, this was used in a household where the primary language of parlance was French. I can read it. I don't think you can, but maybe you can. At least I know what most of it means. Okay. Unknown device. That's what that means. Unknown peripheral, quite literally. I can't really do much here without a mouse, so let me go get a mouse. Windows Defender is out of date. Yeah, what a surprise that is. It is complaining about a USB speed mismatch or something, whatever they call that. My mouse is not yet working. Oh my, this is going to take forever. I don't even know if this mouse works. It might not. Looks like I'm using the keyboard. So, what is the Alt key on that? Well, I'm not keeping this Windows install. Yeah. Unrecognized USB device. So, this mouse, even though it's my original mouse, one of the oldest mice I've got, doesn't work. So, I'm gonna get rid of that. And I'll just grab another mouse out of this mess. Provided I even have one, which I should. Apparently I can't get a working mouse on this system. This is the third one I've tried, and it's not doing anything. Piece of junk. Whatever. So we are running Windows Home Basic Edition. And we have confirmed that it is an Athlon XP 2000 Plus. This says it's running at 1.66 gigahertz, which is what it is. It's a 1.667 gigahertz CPU. 768 megabytes, so I was right on that. 32-bit operating system. Ordi Vista, that's the computer name, which stands for Ordinateur Vista, or Vista Computer. It's a very creative name, I know. Okay, advanced. I want Gestionnaire de Périphérique. Actually, Périphérique, that's what it is. I want that. That's Device Manager, Alt-G. Continue. That's the Windows key. Alt-C to continue. Heh. No audio driver, an SM bus problem, PCI simple communication device, and some kind of unknown thing. I can't do much with this install of Vista because it will not see any of my mice. The closest thing I've got to it seeing a mouse was the first one, which said that it didn't know what it was. I'll try it again and see what happens. Okay. Well, it kind of gave me a light for a second and then stopped. Well, it's working slightly. Yeah, now it's saying that it doesn't know what the device is. All I want is a mouse. Okay, forget it. Forget going around with that. I'm going to get it a PS2 mouse. Okay, so screw that. I just got out another USB mouse because I couldn't find my trackball. I do now. I know where it is now. But you know what this thing's asking me? Okay, I don't care about that. Shut up. It is now asking me, or it was asking me a second ago, to all activate. Shut up. Verify the state of your anti-spyware software. That's what that means literally. I forget what the message actually is in English. Oh, I really don't care about that. Is there anything on here? Ooh, a license file. This ought to be good. Oh, never mind. Well, apparently they had a Netgear wireless adapter installed at some point. Games. Game Explorer, maintenance. Looks like the regular, usual assortment of stuff. I now know who the person is. Is there any personal documentation here? This folder is empty. So, that's the desktop. Looks like the answer to that question is a big fat no. I probably shouldn't go through this stuff while the camera's pointed at it. They didn't even leave me any music, bastards. But it was asking me a second ago to activate, so I don't think this copy of Windows is valid. I think that it is, well, shall we say, yes. You must activate immediately. Actually, it says you must activate now. Activate Windows now. So, yeah, this is probably pirated. So that's meh. I'm not keeping it. And that's going to conclude the video because I've got other things I need to do. I can work on this thing at a later time. Thank you for watching. If you have any comments, feel free to leave them down below. Yeah, it just said that it wasn't authentic, wasn't valid. This is CP666 signing off. I hope to see you next time. Before I leave, and I forget to say it again, big thanks to, once again, ROSACB for pointing out this thing's presence in and amongst a whole bunch of other computers. This is the only one out of all three that I was A, willing to pay for, and B, actually seemed to have a chance at working. Finding drivers is going to be a pain, I think, because HP's been busily getting rid of all their drivers for their older systems. But I'll see what I can do. Who knows, maybe a Linux box. I've been going round and round. I think I mentioned this machine in a recent video. I've been going round and round with this one, trying to get all the drivers installed. I've got everything it needs at this point. So, well, there you go. So that one is now in a state of functionality that I'm happy with. And this one will be as soon as I get around to working on it.